In reference to an earlier statement, this week the NCAA filed sanctions against the University of Cincinnati for both their football and basketball programs. Violations were spotted in both programs. The sanctions will last for 3 years. Well, if you are looking for West Virginia in the rankings this week, it doesn't take a rocket scientist because you can tell everybody we're number 4 and be just about right. Scripps Howard and Associated Press move us up 2 spots. USA Today up 3 to 4. United Press International up 1 to 4. But Sporting News still lagging behind. They have the Mountaineers ranking number 5. Well, we'll meet an old friend tomorrow when we move into the Queen City, Cincinnati, along the Ohio River. Dave Ritchie, former Fairmont State head coach, is now the defensive coordinator for Cincinnati. We believe he will have his hands full on Saturday, as Penn State and the Nittany Lions did this past Saturday. Let's take a look at some of the action from that ball game. West Virginia will take the opening kickoff. Atkins puts the ball long downfield. And a little bit of the fumble here by Eugene Napoleon throws off the conversions of the Penn State ball club. A 39-yard return. West Virginia's in business early in this one. Major Harris around the right side breaks a tackle and roams for 18 yards out of bounds in front of the West Virginia bench. Here's Harris on the broken play, some say he wanted to throw. He scrambles, goes off the right side, the left side, the right side, then the left side again, and he's gone for a touchdown. West Virginia assumes a 7-0 initial lead in the ball game. Harris does it another way this time from midfield, lets fly. He finds Reggie Rembert just outside the end zone, touchdown, 14-0. Ray Tarassi of Penn State attempts a field goal. 66 is Theron Ellis. Great vertical leap, and Ellis has blocked the Penn State field goal attempt. Charlie Bauman of West Virginia contributes a 24-yarder to make it 17-0. West Virginia's Major Harris goes back deep to pass again and goes way downfield. Calvin Phillips, patented diving Phillips catch, touchdown, 24-0. Penn State gets on the board. This is Sam Gash in from 3 yards out, one of his 2 touchdowns on the day. Penn State goes for 2. Saka out of the pocket, finds his man on the end line of the end zone for 2. It's 24-8. Harris back to pass once again. The Major has an eternity to throw this ball. Good protection up front. Let's fly down the sideline. Who is it? You guessed it, Calvin Phillips once again. A big play. Craig Taylor, the fullback, up and over for the touchdown, 31-8. Saka back to pass. Up the middle, and coming up with the ball is Darrell Whitmore. He returns to the Penn State 39-yard line. Harris swings it out to Undra Johnson, and Johnson sets sail for a gain of 17 yards on this play. Bauman called on for the field goal from 24 yards out. It's 34-8. And West Virginia just trying to hang on to it till halftime. Gives it to Undra Johnson, and he goes 45 yards for the touchdown. It's 41-8. Let's pick up the action now in third quarter play. Gash again for the touchdown. He had 2 carries for 6 yards, both of them 3-yard touchdowns. Here's Brown. AB sweeps the right side, bumps and runs, picks up a good 16 yards on the play. Saka from his end zone will pass once again. Downfield, Al Boyd Mays with the diving grab. The Mountaineers have it right back. Bauman from 39 yards out. Charlie had a big day. He's ranked nationally, and he didn't hurt himself on Saturday. Lance Lonergan, the senior quarterback, into the ball game, goes 12 yards for the touchdown. They'll go for 2. Lonergan finds his man in the end zone for 2. It's 44-22. Greg Jones in the game, passes upfield. Phillips on the catch. Penn State gets the ball back, and Lonergan goes into the end zone. Well, he's 20 yards out first, and carrying it in, Smith for the touchdown. Penn State making it interesting. They'll go for 2, and they'll run it in for 2. 44-30. West Virginia hands off here to Eugene Napoleon. Gets out of the crunch, goes all the way. 69 yards, touchdown. West Virginia 51, Penn State 30. 51 points, the most ever scored against the Joe Paterno Penn State Ball Club. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's time now for the awards on this week's program. Looks almost like an instant replay. The Key Centurion Player of the Game Award goes again to West Virginia's fine quarterback, Major Harris. Major on the afternoon, 12 of 20 for 230 yards passing and 2 touchdowns, 10 rushes, 36 yards. He scored 1 himself. A big day. Let's take a look now at the Caterpillar toughest yard. This one also involving Major Harris. There were many, many outstanding plays on this day. Harris back to pass. Has enough time to read a small novel. He goes now to the far side, pump fakes downfield. How Calvin Phillips catches it, I'll never know. When you want to know something about Mountaineer football, I always put in a quick call to Mary Ann Nealon, but she's unavailable this week, so we go to the next best person, I suppose. Don, congratulations on a big win over Penn State. A game that, from the standpoint of consistency and attaining your goals for '88, you call the biggest win of your coaching career.
Well, Woody, I think that it probably was, because the fact we'd already won 7 football games, and there stands Penn State, and you know and I know we haven't beaten those guys too often, and it was just an excellent job. I thought our team played better in the first half than at any time since I've been here in those 9 years. They just played beautifully.
As a team, they gave up 90 yards average on the ground. You got 112 in the first quarter. But you went toward, I suppose, the passing game primarily, and were you surprised that it worked that well?
Well, I was surprised we hit so many big plays, but Woody, when you run option football, they have to support that option football with their free safety, and when they do that, they have a major problem, and that's why Reggie runs down through the middle and catches so many passes.
You just did something that I've done and everybody in the state does. You notice how much you use the word major in everything you say anymore? He's become quite a celebrity, hasn't he?
There's no question about it. Not too sure he's not the best in the country. I'd like to see somebody better.
Is what happened Saturday against Penn State an indication that this ball club can handle all the hype, the distractions, and still play good football?
Well, we'll find out this Saturday. Last Saturday it was easy to coach. This Saturday we'll find out if this team really, really wants to accomplish their goals.
The Cincinnati Bearcats, Dave Curry, they are 2-6 at the point. They are 5 losses in a row now. The NCAA had a Dear John letter for them earlier in the week, which was not a very good thing to get in your mailbox, particularly with West Virginia coming in a few days. But this is the ball club that in the rain has given a good Penn State team a hassle in the past. They've beaten Penn State in the past. Cincinnati is a major college football club and could cause you problems.
No question about it, Woody. Same old story. Quarterback returns. Hey, he threw for 200 yards against us last year. Good wide receivers, excellent running back. In fact, when I look at the film, I don't understand why they're losing, because they have the ingredients to win. I just hope they don't wake up.
Well, let's look at some film right now as we take a look at some of the outstanding talent that Dave Curry will put on the field tomorrow, West Virginia and Cincinnati. First of all, we take a look at Al McKinney. McKinney will pitch out here. He takes the pitch out 34 yards, little bump and run, a la, I suppose, Napoleon or A.B. Brown. He likes to hit and run. A 34-yard pickup there. And now Glenn Farkas. Farkas is the young man who stepped in here last year when their first-string quarterback was hurt. Goes downfield to Darrell Huber on that pass. Donnie Hogue hits Huber again. This is a 14-yard gain. And next up, we'll look at Scott Tackett. Finds a little room up the middle. 11-yard pickup. They run with some enthusiasm. Farkas will go back and hit Roosevelt Mukes. He is probably their record setter as far as a receiver is concerned. Farkas this time will go to Joe Heiss, and it's a 9-yard pickup on the out-of-bounds play. Bill Davis will carry here, the up man on a fake punt, so they'll come up and pull all stops on you, I suppose. Let's take a look at their defense for just a moment. Number 99 is Andrew Stewart. Gets a tackle in the Louisville backfield. He has 11 tackles for losses this year. Big guy, number 99.
He's a monster.
Oh, better believe it. 55 here, makes the stop. He hurries the quarterback into an interception. Oh, they can do it. They can do it. You just, you know, you're going to go with them, aren't you? You're not going to let them go by themselves.
I'm going to go. We're all going to go, Woody. And, you know, we've come to the point in our season where it doesn't matter who we play. We have a chance to really make something happen. And it doesn't matter if it's Cincinnati, if it's Bowling Green, if it's Penn State, Pitt, or whoever it is, Woody, we have to be ready to play and go out there and do a job, and I'm really anxious to see what happens.
Not to add fuel to the fire if the Cincy fans are watching, but is this not an opportunity for you to maybe hold some bumps and bruises out of this ball game if you'd had to?
Well, I wouldn't hold them out if they could play. I go by the trainer's report, but we have at least 6 starters going to miss this football game with bumps and bruises, and I'm nervous about that.
West Virginia's never lost to Cincinnati, and I'm not about to let you do it this week, okay?
Well, good, and I'm not going to plan on doing that. That's for darn sure.
Mountaineers and the Bearcats hook up at Riverfront Stadium tomorrow. Let's hope for good weather. It'll be a good one. We'll be back in a moment. This next segment should have been shot in Kentucky, where they have thoroughbreds, or maybe at SMU, where they have the Mustangs. When it comes to horses, West Virginia has a running back stable equal to none other in the country. Here's a report from Tony Caridi.
You know, when you think about this year's West Virginia offense, thoughts that come to mind: Major Harris running around scrambling for daylight, long passes going to Reggie Rembert and Calvin Phillips. But one of the chief reasons why the offense has been successful, the running backs. Those are the guys that light the wick to what's become a very explosive West Virginia offense. Like a stampede rolling across the Great Plains, the Mountaineer running backs have trampled opponents all season. Yeah, there's a great offensive line opening the holes, but there's a talented core of running backs who have had their way all season long.
I think each one of them has an individual drive that puts them above and beyond. You know, in other words, they kind of know each one has different characteristics, and so they try to exploit those characteristics and make them much, much better. You know, Undra's case, of course, he has great speed and great acceleration. The one thing that's done for him well throughout his career here is the fact that he really takes it up in the hole, and he runs low and hard, and he'll run through arms and run through tacklers and that type of thing. Whereas A.D. Brown really relies, he has speed, but he relies on quickness and his eyes. He's got just super eyes where he can see holes and know where to cut back and that type of thing. Eugene has great speed, and he relies on his speed a lot, and yet he can cut and he can run inside as well.
He's at his best when it comes to turning the corner and outrunning the opposition, but Napoleon says when necessary, he can gain the tough yard inside.
I could be a little bit of both at times. When it's 4th and 1, I know I don't have the body size, the 215-pound back to really bang inside, but I think I could get 1 yard on 4th and 1, and then when we need to get outside, I think I have the speed to get outside. I would say a slasher, cutback type running style I have.
They both have a different type of running style. Andre's more of he's the type of running back that, like your Herschel Walker, he's going to hit the crease, he's going to outrun you. And Eugene's more like your Tony Dorsett. So well, Eugene's very elusive, Andre's very powerful. And both of their running styles, it really complements our offense. It keeps you unbalanced.
Well, I guess this year we play more as a group, for one thing. And, you know, just by watching those other guys, I mean, I learned things by watching AB run the ball, and Napoleon and Craig Taylor.
I think that Craig Taylor is an excellent fullback. Excellent fullback. I think he does the job week in and week out. He doesn't get the recognition probably that he deserves, but I'd rank him up there with he's probably one of the best fullbacks in the country this year.
It's the line that does a great job, and we have great backs to get the job done after that. And I feel that we do have a lot of depth in each position, as you've seen on the game Saturday, and I just feel great to be a part of it.
In fact, when you're 8-0, everyone is happy to be part of the gang. Whether you're a starter or not, these guys are having a great time.
We just go out, we just have fun, and on Sundays we come in, and like if somebody messes up, we can joke about it. We'll make big jokes about it. If somebody does good, we're to be the first one to slap them on the back and say good job. But you know, we just have fun. We just have fun. I think if you go in and look at all the running backs, the fullbacks, they're the funnest guys.
I got the moves, baby. You got the motion. We got together, we be causing a commotion. I got the moves, baby. You got the motion. We got together, we be causing a commotion. Causing a commotion. Causing a commotion.
That last action shot, Ronaldo Turnbull doesn't really care for the new surface at Mountaineer Field. He'd rather fall on quarterbacks, which he's done enough of, huh?
Doing a good job at that.
Most coaches around the country are looking for running backs. Don Nealon's got some he could probably rent out if he wanted to. It's got to be difficult for the coaches to give them each enough playing time to keep them happy.
You're right. It's a nice problem to have, though, Woody. A.B. Brown, Andrew Johnson, and Eugene Napoleon have been sharing the time so far this season. No problems. They're all getting their crack, and they're making the best of it when they are out on the field.
Earlier in the show, Nealon mentioned 6 players who are a little banged up may not play against Cincinnati tomorrow. Are there any running backs included in that?
No running backs. They came out of the Penn State game in pretty good health, Woody.
And the future bodes well because we've got some great young men waiting in the wings.
Eugene Napoleon will be back for his senior season next year. Timmy Williams is another guy. Garrett Ford, Carl Hayes, a whole cast of characters ready to take places of Andrew Johnson and A.B. Brown.
Thank you, Tony. And the running backs just keep on going. Well, West Virginia's football program, athletics in general, into the high-tech age. Kathy Kirchhoff reports that the computers are running every day.
Football has become big business, and the days of doing everything by hand are on the way out. Today you'll find that computers play an important role in almost every part of Mountaineer athletics.
Good afternoon, Mountaineer Ticket Office.
Let's start in the ticket office. Just imagine trying to keep track of over 60,000 tickets for each game. With the help of computers, ticket office staffers can tell callers almost anything they want to know about their tickets. But the computer is only a tool. The personal touch is still an important part of the operation.
We are probably the only link to the general public for the whole athletic department. You know, you can't really call up the football office and talk to the players and the coaches and stuff like that. You know, or any other really aspect of the athletic department. You do all the dealing with the public through the ticket office. So basically...
Over at the stadium complex, computers are being used in different ways. Scouting reports have become much more specialized thanks to computerized video editing, which allows game films to be broken down more efficiently. To the training staff, computers mean more effective treatment and prevention of injuries. Each time a player is injured, detailed information about the injury is entered into a special computer program. This program allows the training staff to note trends, make comparisons, and help prevent future injuries.
It's streamlined our care that we can give to our student athletes. What we can make now, and we can make a more definitive decision in prevention, off-season conditioning programs, and even in-season treatments and guidance of our student athletes as far as what information we get out of our computer system.
On game day, another computer system gets a workout. Randy Fraley and his assistant, Jeff Wagner, bring you the messages and animated pictures that you see on the scoreboard. These things don't just happen. Each one is programmed into a computer ahead of time for playback during the game.
It may be just a matter of throwing up a few names for, like, the homecoming queen contestants or something that's fairly simple. But in other cases, it can take us hours to get ready by doing some animation that we do here on the site.
Randy looks so professional. Looks almost like a professor there. But
that's right.
You and I know that we've had some fun with the message board on the scoreboard. Randy is not always right.
He's not, and you know, he was telling us when we were doing this interview that he did one time mess up the word sponsors, and he caught a lot of flack from it. And you know, it's very difficult to have every word spelled correctly every time it comes up on the board. And he said it's especially tough having to do the national anthem.
I guess singing along with the board and the cadence and the band and everything else. I tell you, Randy, if you're going to do anything, don't misspell the word sponsor. I learned that a long time ago. Thank you, Kathy. West Virginia goes to Cincinnati tomorrow. Let's take a look at the weather at Riverfront Stadium. And the horns that blew in Morgantown Saturday night kept them up all night long in University Park. I love that line. Sports Illustrated this week, a major victory over Penn State. Then it goes to football news. The Mountaineers are climbing their way to the top, so says Football News. And USA Today will not leave them out. This is the Friday edition. The Hills are alive with Mountaineer football. Don Nealon Major Harris, and all those fine Mountaineer fans. Well, West Virginia indeed has to overcome many distractions from the media, and they have to get their heads on straight, so they say, to take on the Cincinnati Bearcats on Saturday. It'll be a big one tomorrow. Let's go for number 9. We'll be right back here next week. We'll look for you.
The following is a presentation of the Mountaineers Sports Network.
Head coach Don Nehlen's Mountaineers have been climbing mountains all season, and this afternoon they'll try to reach yet another pinnacle, a 9-0 record for the first time in school history. Stay tuned as the number 4 rated West Virginia Mountaineers meet the Cincinnati Bearcats along the Mountaineers Sports Network. Greetings, everyone, from a cool and damp Riverfront Stadium in Cincinnati, Ohio. This afternoon, the West Virginia Mountaineers look to move ahead to 9-0 against the Cincinnati Bearcats. I'm Tony Caridi, joined by John Garcia. An emotional question for West Virginia's football team. Can they come back from an emotional high a week ago after pummeling Penn State 51-30? And can the Cincinnati Bearcats, losers of 5 in a row, coming in with a 2-6 record, fight the emotional low of that 5-game losing streak, along with NCAA probation that was announced this week? John Garcia, what's the story on the Cincinnati football team? 23 seniors coming back on this year's team, but little success so far.
But it probably all started with their quarterback situation. Today they're going to start a freshman, a redshirted freshman, Dave Hogue, for his first start. They had some key injuries in the offensive line that caused some problems, and finally they play a very tough schedule.
They really do. They've already played Miami of Florida, Penn State, and today it's going to be the West Virginia Mountaineers. Stay tuned. The kickoff coming up, West Virginia against the Cincinnati Bearcats along the Mountaineers Sports Network. And we welcome you back to Riverfront Stadium. Tony Caridi along with John Garcia as we prepare for the opening kickoff, the Bearcats of Cincinnati against the West Virginia Mountaineers. And the man running the show for West Virginia, as he has been all season, will be Major Harris. And yes, there is a Major mania running wild across the state of West Virginia. Harris, John, coming off 2 of his best passing performances of his young career. He's gone over 200 yards in passing against Boston College and against Penn State. So 2 weeks in a row, Major has been on fire.
There's no doubt about it, Tony. This guy has really come on the last few games, particularly with his ability to throw the deep pass. What's been really surprising is his accuracy. I mean, he's throwing 56-yard bombs that have been right on the money.
Take a look at the series standard. West Virginia and the Cincinnati Bearcats. The first game played back in 1921. West Virginia has never lost to Cincinnati. The Mountaineers leading the overall series, as you see there, 7 wins, and there was 1 tie. A year ago, Major Harris started off with West Virginia's first series, scampering over 60 yards as the Mountaineers won it quite easily by a final score of 45-17. Head coach Don Nehlen in his 9th season at West Virginia, looking for win number 67 here this afternoon as Charlie Bauman sets the ball up to tee it off here. West Virginia and the Bearcats of Cincinnati. Back deep for UC, Bill Strong, Bill Davis, and Terry Strong. And Charlie Bauman, 5th in the nation overall in scoring, but he's the leading field goal kicker, scoring-wise, in the nation. Charlie has taken full advantage of all the touchdowns West Virginia has scored this season and has been doing a real good job as well with field goal kicking. It's Terry Strong from 1 yard in as we're underway here at Riverfront Stadium. Strong breaking it free across the 45-yard line. Tim Newsome slowed him down, and Charlie Bauman made the stop on Terry Strong as he brings the football up to the 45-yard line. So Cincinnati will have good field position to start off the game. Strong's longest kickoff return up until that one was a 29-yarder. He's averaging 20 yards a return. Spotted the ball ahead to the 46. First start for quarterback Dan Hogue, and the give goes to Al McKinney as he moves ahead for the first down. Darrell Whitmore makes the stop on number 44, Al McKinney. He's the leading Cincinnati rusher. Comes into the game this afternoon with 514 yards on the ground. He needs just 88 more yards to go over 2,000 in his career.
One of West Virginia's objectives is to shut Cincinnati down on first down. There we didn't do a very good job.
And McKinney again the call on first down, and again a hole as he crosses over the 35-yard line. Theron Ellis and Willie Edwards make the stop on Al McKinney, a senior out of Oberlin, Ohio.
This guy's a very talented back, Tony. He's very strong and an agile runner. They compare him a lot to Freeman McNeil. And again, he has a 5-yard running average.
Picked up 6 there, John, and so it is 2nd down and 4. Freshman, red-shirted freshman, Dan Hogue is the quarterback. This is his first start. Played 3 quarters a week ago against Louisville in a reserve role. And again, they go to McKinney. McKinney spinning ahead, and he'll have another first down for Cincinnati. Robert Pickett made the stop on McKinney. Second first down in the drive for the Bearcats.
Cincinnati's top run is going to be the isolation, secondly by the blast with the lead with the tailback. If you notice the guards on the left or right, they really sit back on their haunches, and the defensive line be able to read pass or run.
Then all run so far, and another run, and again it's Al McKinney. Running room is tight as Mike Fox, the defensive tackle, comes over to catch up McKinney from behind. Big number 61. Mike Fox is having a tremendous season for West Virginia.
With the absence of Chris Parker, Mike Fox and Scott Summers are really going to have to rise to the occasion.
1-yard gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down and 9. Don Hogue has yet to throw in the ball game. The Bearcats have kept it on the ground so far. Out of the I formation. Again they go to McKinney, and again he's got running room. McKinney knocked down inside the 20-yard line by Robert Pickett. They'll be short of the first down marker. Take a look, John. What's going on here? West Virginia is having some problems early.
Again, Cincinnati running the sprint draw, and all it is Cincinnati coming off the ball. Again, we said this McKinney is a very strong runner. West Virginia is going to have to start attacking.
3rd and 1 from the 17. And it's Terry Strong with his first carry. Ball is loose as Lawrence Drumgoole makes the tackle. Ball apparently is blown dead. No signal from the official. Terry Strong with his first carry. Trapped there by Lawrence Drumgoole. WVU defensive coordinator Bob Shaw has his team out there this afternoon without 2 starters. Chris Parker and Bo Orlando did not make the trip. Both of them banged up. Should be able to go next week. So the Mountaineers hold on 3rd down, and that'll force a field goal attempt here for Phil Insulaco. They spot the ball on the 26-yard line, a 36-yard attempt. As the Bearcats look to get on the board early, Insulaco's kick is good, and Cincinnati on their first drive take a 3-0 lead with 11 minutes and 34 seconds to go here in the first quarter of play. John, earlier this season, Cincinnati went down and played Miami of Florida. The Bearcats came down on their first drive and scored a field goal. And that's all they scored. The final score was 57-3. They pull off the same thing so far here in this one, going down the field and getting away with a 36-yard field goal from Phil Insulaco to take the early lead.
It's quite surprising that Cincinnati was able to move the ball on West Virginia like they did. I mean, basically they ran the isolation in the sprint draw. Nothing out of the ordinary that wasn't expected by the West Virginia defense.
Big play in that drive has to be the 46-yard return on the kickoff by Terry Strong. Eugene Napoleon back deep for the Mountaineers. Overgaw handling the kicking chores for Cincinnati. A year ago, he was the team's starting punter, but he'll just be handling the kickoffs here today. And it'll be Jamie Lamont from the 10-yard line. Senior out of Washington, Pennsylvania, finding running room down the near sideline as he crosses over the 35. Marvin Bowman makes the stop on Jamie Lamont. Good job by Lamont, and so both teams start off with good kickoff returns. Major and the gang will have a first down and 10 from the 36-yard line. 11 minutes and 27 seconds showing on the first quarter clock.
Jamie that time utilizing the sideline as a tightrope and getting a few extra yards.
Quarterback Major Harris. Out of the I formation, West Virginia playing without fullback Craig Taylor and tackle Rick Phillips. A.B. Brown moves ahead for a couple on the Mountaineers' first offensive play of the afternoon. Jack Brucinelli, junior out of DePlain, Illinois, makes the stop on Anthony Brown.
Brucinelli, one of 2 junior college starters who came in, and it's quite surprising. This guy is a starter without even participating in spring practice.
1-yard pickup by Anthony Brown. Jack Lynn starting at the left tackle position for West Virginia. Harris in pursuit. Downfield, Major's got his man. Kelvin Phillips, a first down for the Mountaineers as Harris fires a beauty down the far sideline. West Virginia's got the first down as they move it into Bearcat territory. Major Harris at his best.
Again, Major Harris, a great job just outrunning the pursuit. A great throw and catch. Calvin just getting the foot in inside the end line.
You only need one in college, and that's all Kelvin had in there. That reception makes Phillips the Mountaineers' leading receiver. He's now got 19 catches on the season. Reggie Rembert has 18. Double receivers to the left side, and it's Anthony Brown. A.B. ahead to the 31-yard line. Ron Trout, outside linebacker, makes the stop. Kevin Koken there, number 57 for the Mountaineers, pounding on the ball, but it was blown dead. Koken hails out of Youngstown, Ohio. He's one of 12 West Virginia players coming from the state of Ohio, kind of a homecoming this afternoon.
It seems like Kevin's been around forever at that center position, and he's really the anchor in there. There's no doubt about that.
Lamont in motion, and Brown on the carry, looking for a block. And a good defensive job there by Art Sheffield. Cincinnati strong safety, number 9, Art Sheffield, had it read very well. Lamont tried to throw the block. Sheffield got by him, and Brown is sent back.
Again, great pursuit by the Cincinnati defense there. Sheffield, a transfer from Knox College, has excellent ability. There's a couple very good defensive players on the Cincinnati defense.
Couple of them on the line, Andrew Stewart and Chris Asbeck, and I'm sure we'll be seeing from them before this one's over this afternoon. 3rd down and 7 for the Mountaineers. Harris, Kelvin Phillips is there again. First down, West Virginia to the 17-yard line as Kelvin Phillips picks up 2 quick receptions. Art Sheffield, who had just made the stop on Anthony Brown, got beat on the play there.
One back in the backfield with 4 wideouts. West Virginia offense utilizing the number of wideouts they have with that talent.
A 20-yard pickup there by Kelvin Phillips. The Mountaineers trailing it 3-0. Under 10 minutes to go here in the first quarter of play. Keith Wynn switching strength over to the left. And it's Aaron Evans with his first carry. Pushes ahead inside the 15-yard line. Tom Zabatos makes the stop from his nose guard position.
Anytime you get within the 15-yard line, it really limits your offense. About 50% of your offense, of your game plan, is squished down between the goal line and that end zone.
Ball is spotted on the 14-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 7 facing the Mountaineers. Win again, comes over. Strong side is the left side. Harris looks for Reggie Rembert. Plenty of time. Harris, Rembert, touchdown, West Virginia. He had spotted him earlier in the play, but the defensive coverage got there in time, and Harris had to wait. And wait he did, and then the patience paid off as Reggie Rembert catches the touchdown pass. That's his 5th TD reception of the season.
Again, this is what Major Harris does best. It's a 69 play where up over the top, Major sees the pressure and just utilizes the outside. Great athletic ability. Right there, Major feels the pressure and comes to the perimeter, finds Reggie. Reggie did a great job coming back to the ball.
So the Mountaineers have a touchdown, and Charlie Bauman has an extra point, and West Virginia takes the lead 7-3 with 8 minutes and 38 seconds to play here in the first quarter of action.
You know how much?
Bauman will come on for his second kickoff of the afternoon. John, are we going to see an offensive explosion here this afternoon? Each team has had a chance on the ball, and both teams have come away with points. The Bearcats kicking a 36-yard field goal on their first possession to take the lead, and West Virginia comes back with a 64-yard drive in 7 plays as Major Harris finds Reggie Rembert in the end zone for a 14-yard touchdown catch.
There's no doubt that West Virginia has the talent here to short-circuit this scoreboard.
Harris now in double figures with touchdown passes this season. That was his 10th. Terry Strong, who started off the ball game with a 47-yard return, is back there, number 23, along with Bill Davis.
You know, how many times all year, Tony, have we seen Major Harris turn a broken play into a big gainer?
Very often. That's what makes the Major so good, the ability to improvise. This is Bill Davis. Spun around there by Steve Grant at the 20-yard line, rolls ahead to the 24. Bill Davis, a former quarterback here at Cincinnati, now as a receiver, made the switch last year, comes into this ball game this afternoon with as many catches as his number reads, 12. WVU's offensive line joined downfield by their coach Dave McMichael. Bearcats keeping it on the ground, and Al McKinney crosses over the 25-yard line ahead to the 28. Scott Summits makes the stop there on McKinney.
Tony, we can expect Cincinnati to pull out all stops today. I mean, with their record and the team that they're facing, there should be no reason that they shouldn't be. We see a lot of reverses and fake punts, that sort of thing.
4-yard pickup there. It's 2nd down and 6. Roosevelt Mukes lining up as a receiver to the far right side. Here's Hogue's first pass attempt of the afternoon. Added there to his tight end, Darrell Huber. But Huber coughs it up. Darrell Whitmore coming up from behind. That'll bring up 3rd down and 6. This copyrighted broadcast is authorized under broadcasting rights granted by West Virginia University through its Mountaineer Sports Network solely for the entertainment of our viewing audience. Any publication, rebroadcast, or other use of the description and accounts of this game without the permission of the Mountaineer Sports Network is prohibited. On 3rd down and 6, Hogue again will fire. Intends it over there for Roosevelt Mukes, and it's a catch, a good one. 1st down for the Bearcats. Elvoyd Mays on the coverage as number 21. Roosevelt Mukes makes his 18th catch of the season.
A good throw and catch, just a 3-step drop. Hogue's used to throwing the ball. In high school his senior year, he threw over 6,000 yards.
Roosevelt Mukes on his way to becoming the school's all-time leading receiver. Bearcats now with a 1st down. That was their 3rd of the ball game. They go on the draw play, and a nice hit there on Scott Tackett by Scott Summits. Scott Summits playing a defensive tackle position today in place of Chris Parker, who's out of the game. Scott is 5th on the team in tackles. Had a tremendous afternoon a week ago against Penn State.
Scott's been a real asset to this West Virginia defensive line with his ability to play both the nose guard and the tackle position.
1-yard loss on the carry by Tackett. 2nd down and 11. Mountaineers leading at 7-3. And the quick pitch goes to Al McKinney. The pursuit is there, and so is the tackle by Elvoyd Mays. Catching Al McKinney back at the 35-yard line. A 3-yard loss by number 3, Elvoyd Mays, the senior out of Bradenton, Florida.
Just a tremendous job by Elvoyd Mays. Notice how he keeps that outside shoulder free and prevent McKinney from getting to the outside. Super job by Elvoyd Mays.
On an obvious passing situation, 3rd and 14, West Virginia puts in David Lockwood and Basil Proctor. Bearcats 1 of 2 so far on 3rd down plays. Hogue with pressure in his face. Has the ball picked off by Elvoyd Mays, then dropped. West Virginia will have the football. Darrell Whitmore has the fumble recovery as Elvoyd Mays picked off Don Hogue's pass.
West Virginia in a man coverage with 2 deep. If you notice, 2 deep free safeties, Darrell Whitmore, number 11, and a man coverage underneath, Elvoyd Mays making the big play.
Elvoyd Mays is the interception king on this West Virginia team, John. That was his 5th. And that is the 15th interception of the season for West Virginia. Major and the gang takes over inside Cincinnati territory. And on 1st down, Major looks to go in the air. He's got his man, Grandis Bell. Touchdown, West Virginia. Harris now 4 of 4 in the ball game with 2 touchdown passes.
A great job by Major. Sees Grannis all alone on a streak pattern. Again, Major Harris coming up with a great play. If you'll notice the time that Major Harris had to throw that ball.
Bauman on to make it 14 for West Virginia. 6:12 to go here in the first quarter. And Charlie is right on again. West Virginia takes a 14-3 lead with 6 minutes and 12 seconds to play here in the first quarter. Grannis Bell catching his 2nd touchdown pass of the season. John Garcia, Grannis Bell was as wide open as one can be as Major Harris just pins it to him perfectly.
There's no doubt credit to the West Virginia coaching staff. I mean, here it is, first down, and they go for the total 6 points.
And emotionally, that has really got to send the Bearcats back. They've already lost 5 games in a row. They came down, scored on their first possession, giving them a bit of confidence, but West Virginia, suffering no ill effects from that, comes right down and scores on their first 2 possessions. Grannis Bell there, number 1, and Major Harris right next to him. This is Bill Davis from the 9-yard line. Charlie Fedorko wraps him up and puts him down at the 22. Number 6, Charlie Fedorko, out of Berwick, Pennsylvania.
West Virginia kickoff team really constricting those seams that time so that returner didn't have any room to run. A great job by the kickoff team.
Reminiscing down there on that sideline. Probably saying, hey, let's do a little bit more of that next time we get a chance. Bearcats starting off from the 22-yard line. Ball carrier is Terry Strong, and Strong moves it ahead. Crossing over the 25-yard line. Scott Summits tripping up. Terry Strong, he's a sophomore out of Flint, Michigan. Mountaineers in search of a record there as far as the Oskies go, John. The interceptions, they're 9 away from the school record. Pickup of 6, it's 2nd down and 4. And again, they go to Terry Strong. And West Virginia's defense is there. Darrell Whitmore leading the charge along with Chris Herring. What a season Whitmore's having for the Mountaineers. Red-shirted freshman comes in, John, to play the free safety spot, and there has not been a problem all season long. He's come back there, started off the season strong, and really is going to be a player that will have All-American status put upon him before his career is over.
There's no doubt he has an exceptional talent back there.
Another 3rd down attempt here for Cincinnati. Hogue again looks to go in the air, and he's got his man. That's Leonard Pry, the fullback. Pry with the 1st down as he's blown out there at the 44-yard line. Lawrence Drumgold making the stop on Leonard Pry. That's his 14th catch of the season. He's got good hands for a fullback. Senior out of Detroit, Michigan.
That was a good call by the Cincinnati coaching staff there. West Virginia was in a man coverage, and evidently there was a mistake by one of the defenders because the defender is supposed to pick up the fullback either way he comes, and that time Pry was wide open.
Hogue now 2 of 4 passing. Lonnie Brockman has come in for West Virginia at the outside linebacker position in place of Robert Pickett. Watch out for the trick here. McKinney will keep it. Closes up on midfield. He'll be brought down at the 50-yard line. Alvoid Mays and Theron Ellis there to make the stop.
Again, Tony, we talked about Cincinnati pulling out all stops. There we saw a fake reverse. We watched the Louisville tape last night, and we saw the fake punt.
Yeah, and yesterday during practice, John, they spent the majority of their time going over trick plays. So expect to see some reverses. 4-yard pickup. It is 2nd down and 6. Al McKinney is the tailback, and McKinney's the ball carrier. Wrapped up there by Scott Summits. Big number 73 for West Virginia. He's a junior eligibility-wise out of Davidsville, Pennsylvania, so he'll be back next season.
Scott having a great year, 6 sacks and 3 tackles for a loss.
McKinney, you saw there, with 45 yards on 9 carries, a 5-yard average, and that's exactly where he is on the season, averaging 5 yards a tote.
We can expect the blast here, Tony, at third and short.
That's Scott Tackett in motion. And McKinney, the ball carrier, put down as he crosses over the 45, and that will be close to that first down. There's Timmy Newsome inside, number 13 for the Mountaineers. He's a walk-on player out of Mount Hope, West Virginia, a tremendous athlete who will be given a scholarship as soon as one becomes available. And you'll look to see Timmy Newsome in future years for West Virginia. He'll move himself into that defensive backfield. His position coach, Steve Dunlap, is very impressed with Newsome's ability. First down for the Bearcats on the carry there by McKinney. Oh, looking for Bill Davis, and it's a catch over the 35-yard line. So the Bearcats moving on the Mountaineers. Willie Edwards there on the coverage of Bill Davis.
Giving credit to Doug Hogue. I mean, for a freshman, he really looks mature in there. He's sitting in the pocket and throwing that ball out on that quick out. A good job by this young guy.
Bearcats showing a tight eye formation. And it's Terry Strong with room, spinning away as he's brought down at the 27-yard line by Chris Harry, number 49 for the Mountaineers. Strong's a sophomore out of Flint, Michigan. Comes into the ball game with 275 yards on 69 carries.
Again, throughout the first quarter, really the only running plays that we've seen by Cincinnati is the sprint, draw, and the isolation.
Second down and 3. Bearcats on the West Virginia 27-yard line. Hogue up over the middle, and he's got Roosevelt Mukes. First down for the Bearcats. Darrell Whitmore and Steve Grant were back for the Mountaineers, but Mukes comes up and makes a beautiful catch over the middle.
Again, Hogue sitting right in there, that pocket. West Virginia needs to get some pressure on Hogue to get this young kid a little bit nervous.
So the Bearcats now threatening. On first down, they go to Strong. And up the middle, Strong brings it inside the 10-yard line. Chris Herring and Darrell Whitmore combined to make the stop, but the Bearcats are marching against the West Virginia Mountaineers.
And Tony, the funny thing about it, they're not doing anything fancy. I mean, it's just old-time hockey.
Well, let's see this West Virginia defense if it can tighten up here. Second down and 2. Bearcats can still get a first down without scoring. And they go to Strong, and Strong is met up there and put down by Robert Pickett, the senior out of Miami, Florida. Good job there by Robert Pickett, who comes into this game not 100% physically. He's got a bad ankle that he's working on this afternoon, but it didn't bother him there.
Pickett doing a great job coming off the block. The surprising thing is, a few series earlier, he limped off the field. Now he's back in there again. He has really come on the last few games.
Third down and 3. There was a 1-yard loss on that play. And Hogue firing out there to his fullback Leonard Cry, and Timmy Newsome on the coverage for West Virginia. That'll bring up a 4th down, and that will bring on Phil Insulaco, the Bearcat field goal kicker, as Don Hogue heads to the bench. 4 of 6, make it 5 of 7 on the afternoon. Insulaco is 1 for 1 in the ball game, and this will be a 25-yard attempt. And the kick from the senior out of Glendale, Arizona is good, and the Bearcats make it 14-6 with 37 seconds to go here in the first quarter of play. So Cincinnati, John, on their first possession, comes away with a 36-yard field goal. Their second possession led to an interception, and on their third possession, they did a good job marching on the West Virginia defense.
You know, Tony, it's awful difficult for a defense to play at their full potential every week. I mean, last week was a very emotional game, and defense is very emotional. And there we noticed the West Virginia defense may have been a little bit flat.
Bearcats Bearcat marching band in full force here this afternoon. This is the first and the only game this season that Cincinnati will play at Riverfront Stadium. It's all part of a promotional deal that they work with American Financial Corporation. They play one game at Riverfront each year, and as part of their deal, American Financial buys 10,000 tickets. Take a look at the Bearcat drive. 13 plays and 69 yards as Insulaco kicks the field goal from 25 yards, and they chew up a good piece of clock there, 5 minutes and 35 seconds. So it's 14-6 as Eugene Napoleon drops back deep for the Mountaineers. Gary Overgaw on the kickoff. Napoleon taking it from the 4-yard line. Eugene looking for a hole. A penalty marker is down as Napoleon is dragged down across the 28-yard line. Kelly Sims makes the stop, but a penalty flag is down on the play, dropped behind the action at the 42-yard line. "31 seconds remain here in the first quarter, and we're going to get a clip penalty against West Virginia. That's the first penalty of the afternoon. West Virginia's offense, 2 of 2 so far this afternoon. Major Harris throwing 2 touchdown strikes.
There's Dr. Nugent, a Cincinnati graduate, received his medical degree back in 1953 here at the University of Cincinnati.
Penalty will march West Virginia back to their 15-yard line. Mountaineers, you see, they're averaging 44 points a game overall this season, but 33 points a game on the road. So far, they've got 14. Penalty flag is down as A.B. Brown is put down at the 15-yard line. Vince Wortman, sophomore free safety, made the stop there on A.B. Brown. And this one's going to go against Cincinnati. Offsides will be the call. Don Nealon says, yes, indeed. We'll take it. Don Nealon has said all week, John, that you cannot overlook the Cincinnati Bearcats despite their 2-6 record. Anything can happen.
That's right, Tony. Every week you see upsets. Last week, UCLA got upset. So at any given day, any team can beat any team.
Mountaineers from the 20-yard line. First down and 5. Broken play, and Major is put down right at the line of scrimmage. Jeff Fula, defensive end, makes the stop there on Major Harris. Final seconds tick off the clock here, and quarter number 1 is over. West Virginia leads it 14-6. Don Nealon's club looks at an 8-point lead as we get ready to begin the second quarter of action. No question, John, the coach has got to be happy with what his offense did in their first 2 possessions and only 2 possessions of the first quarter. Adrian Moss is the tight end for West Virginia. Second down and 5 as Major looks deep. Goes to a secondary receiver, and it's the big tight end, Adrian Moss. First down, West Virginia. As Moss makes his first catch in several weeks. The last time we saw the big guy, number 85, was at East Carolina, where he had a career. 5 receptions in that ball game and a touchdown catch as well. And Adrian starts off here with a nice grab. First down for the Mountaineers, bringing it ahead to the 35-yard line.
That was a great job by the offensive line. Major Harris just had all kind of time back there to find his receiver.
The Mage is now 5 of 5 passing. Whistle blows the play dead. Harris, as mentioned, 5 of 5. He's thrown for 114 yards and 2 touchdowns. On the ground, A.B. Brown starting off a bit slow. 3 carries, just 4 yards to show, and Aaron Evans had a carry for 3 yards. Officials working this afternoon's ball game are from the Southern Independent Board. First quarter statistics, West Virginia outgained total offense 111 to 106, but West Virginia showing 99 yards through the air.
The press box here today, Tony, looks like who's who in bowl games. the Sugar Bowl, Gator Bowl. All the major bowls are represented here today.
No penalty on that play. Apparently there was a problem with one of the clocks. It's first down and 10 for the Mountaineers. A.B. Brown. Up ahead, good gain by A.B. on first down as Vincent Munlin makes the stop. Senior out of Salem, New Jersey, getting some nice blocks there from Bob Kovac and from Matt Ratcher as well.
A great job by A.B. Brown, squeezing just through that little bit of seam there for himself. He's a strong, low, powerful runner.
Mountaineers have 3 reserve players in on the offensive line in this series, and here comes the major. Harris ahead for the first down, doing the tightrope walk down the near sideline as Harris brings it into Bearcat territory. Ron Trout finally knocked him out there, but not before Harris has another West Virginia first down. They'll spot it at the 38-yard line. Will he option? Well, not this time, he says.
Major just loves to run that football. There's no doubt about that.
20-yard pickup there by Major. Option freeze, and intended that one out there for A.B. Brown, but a good job by the Cincinnati defense as they came charging. That's the first incomplete pass of the afternoon for Major.
Number 7, Ron Trout, outside linebacker on a stunt that time. It was a great play selection by the Cincinnati defensive staff.
That'll bring up second down and 10. Jamie Lamont comes into the huddle with the play for the West Virginia Mountaineers.
How many times have we seen that play go for big yards this year?
And it's A.B. Brown on the delay. Brown across the 35-yard line. That'll bring up third down. Marvin Bowman making the stop there on A.B.
West Virginia trying to slip in a draw that time, having the Cincinnati Bearcats back on their heels thinking pass.
A.B. Brown still in pursuit of a 1,000-yard season. He comes into today's game with 629 yards. Third down and 5 facing the Mountaineers. They're 2 of 2 on possession so far this afternoon. Harris with a deep drop, going deep to Lamont. Contact is made, and that's an interference penalty. Lamont had his man beat, Art Sheffield. I don't know, John, if that one could have been caught, but the contact was there.
There's no doubt it's pass interference, Tony. West Virginia was in a twin set, crisscrossing the receivers. Good call by the officials.
So Lamont goes out as they mark the penalty off against Cincinnati. Reggie Rembert comes in. Brandon Bell goes out. "13 minutes and 20 seconds to go here in the first half of play. West Virginia leads it 14-6. That's Moss in motion. And they go again on the delay. A.B. Brown tripped up there nicely by Tom Zabatos. The nose guard of that Cincinnati defense read it very well as A.B. Brown, finding the running room tough here this afternoon, drops him for a 3-yard loss on the play, and that'll bring up second down and 13.
Cincinnati playing a 4-3 defense, and they'll use that outside linebacker, that strong safety, as an outside linebacker. So sometimes it will look like a 4-4.
Reggie Rembert lines up wide to the left, Jamie Lamont to the right. The tight end is Adrian Moss. Harris on the option look, late pitch, here comes A.B. Brown. Marvin Bowman brings down Anthony Brown as that play draws some oohs and ahs from the fans here at Riverfront Stadium.
This kind of play gives coaches ulcers. There's no doubt about that, but that's what Major's all about, his ability to make the big play and improvise.
They'll spot the ball on the 17. And that will bring up 3rd down and 9. Single man in the backfield is Aaron Evans as A.B. Brown lines up as a receiver to the left, double receivers to the right. Harris, pressure is on. But the Major can't get out of this one. Dropped at the 25-yard line by number 7, Ron Trout. Good job there by the Bearcat defense. They must have had a good defensive coverage job on the receivers going out for West Virginia. There were 4 of them out there.
Well, what happened, Tony, the West Virginia was unable to break contain and get to the outside. Major had to slow his motor down and come back to the inside.
Charlie Bauman's 42-yard attempt, a line drive, is good. And West Virginia is 3 of 3 on possessions. Maybe a penalty flag is down on the play. Dropped back at the 29-yard line. It will go against Cincinnati, and so the field goal will stand. Now some discussion out there. Chuck Levine is out. Penalty will be declined, and the field goal will stand as Bauman boots it to give West Virginia a 17-6 lead. Major Harris talking upstairs to the West Virginia coaches. Mike Jacobs, the offensive coordinator, one of the coaches in the box up top, looking down below, trying to point out areas where Major could possibly go with as secondary pass routes and things of that nature.
Or he could be ordering a pizza.
Could be doing that as well.
He does about everything else.
While the Mountaineers limbering up along the sideline. That's Cincinnati.
Coach Curry giving instructions there. I'm sure that's a difficult situation to be in.
There's Dave McMichael with pen in hand. And you see the West Virginia cheerleaders cheering on a big crowd of West Virginia supporters here at Riverfront Stadium this afternoon. As many as 10 to 12,000 anticipated in from the Mountain State to watch this one. Bill Davis will start it off from the 3-yard line. Davis up the middle, spun down and brought it down at the 22-yard line. Dave Sprouse makes the hit for West Virginia's special teams, and the Bearcats will take over with 11 minutes and 19 seconds to go here in the second quarter of play. Well, the Bearcats are 2 of 3 on possession so far here this afternoon, settling for a pair of field goals. Let's see what they can do here. Throwing on first down, the tight end makes the catch, Darrell Huber. And he's brought down at the 32-yard line. Huber, with his 8th catch of the season, comes into the game averaging 10 yards per catch. Senior out of Sunman, Indiana.
Huber, a short-handed receiver, doesn't have the great speed, but runs pretty good routes.
Close to a 10-yard gain on the play as they bring out the chains.
If you'll notice the 4 sets of hash marks on this field, and since it is a pro field, the inside hash marks are for the NFL.
And they'll be playing an NFL game here tomorrow as the Bengals play host to the Steelers. Don Hogan, his first start, doing a pretty good job. 5 of 8 through the air for 56 yards. Bearcats have shown the ability to march on the West Virginia defense so far. But the running room is tough there. As the middle of that WVU defense closes in, number 98, Jim Gray, the nose guard, getting off the pile there along with Lonnie Brockman. Take a look at the Mountaineer defense right now, John, and you see several reserves out there. Preston Waters, I should say. David Lockwood, Lawrence Drumgoole, Lonnie Brockman as well, all out there. Dale Jackson as well. Bit of a delay, and here comes McKinney. McKinney spun down. Harker comes down as we'll get a face mask call. That's a first down for Cincinnati. Al McKinney running very well here.
This guy's very impressive. At 5'11", 191 pounds. He can really turn it on.
Averaged 7 yards a carry a week ago against Louisville, but was plagued by fumbles. He committed 4 of them against the Cardinals. So while he ran the ball well, 7-yard average, he continued to turn it over.
This Cincinnati offensive line is pretty darn big. They average 6'6", 261 pounds, whereas West Virginia offensive line averages 6'3", 262.
They call that an intentional face mask, and that's a 15-yard penalty against the Mountaineers. And so Cincinnati really takes advantage of the play there as they'll bring the ball to the 41-yard line. 10:20 to go here, first half of play. West Virginia holding an 11-point lead at 17-6. Scott Tackett is the fullback. Al McKinney the tailback for the Bearcats on first down and 10. And it's McKinney once again, pushing ahead down to the 37-yard line. Jim Gray, Lonnie Brockman making the stop. 5-yard pickup, and that'll bring up second down and 5. No question Don Nealon isn't happy with the way the defense is giving up the ground game here so far this afternoon. Again, they go to McKinney. Ball is loose. We mentioned McKinney had fumble problems a week ago. Pops it up there, but the Bearcats fall on top of it, and Cincinnati escapes a turnover.
Cincinnati has been plagued with turnovers all year. They're -9 in turnover ratio, whereas West Virginia is +2.
Al Jackson, number 93, stripped the ball there from McKinney, but the Bearcats pounce on it. First down and 10 for UC from the Mountaineer 30-yard line. Hold with plenty of time, as is tight end Huber. Spun down there by Theron Ellis. He'll pick up a couple of yards on the play as Hogue dropped back deep there. That'll bring up second down and 8 as Huber makes his second catch of the afternoon. Coming up on the 8-minute mark here of the first half. Bearcats lining up double receivers to the left side. Delay, and down goes Leonard Cry. Beautiful defensive job there by Scotty Summits. He's just been playing so well over the last 2 weeks for the Mountaineers. And he seems, John, to have fallen in love with that tackle position as he's been moved over from the nose guard spot.
There's no doubt about it. He's a bright young guy and a big guy at that. If you'll notice the Cincinnati offensive line, when they do pass block, they sit way back on their haunches. In the West Virginia scouting reports, that was picked out for the defensive lineman.
4-yard loss on that play, so it's third down and 12. Turnbull in front of Hogue, but it doesn't matter as Roosevelt Mukes makes the reception for a Cincinnati first down. David Lockwood was on the coverage along with Preston Waters as Mukes hauls in his second reception of the afternoon.
Again, you have to be impressed with Hogue. His ability to get the ball there. He doesn't have that great arm snap like a Dan Marino or a Major Harris. The ball just gets there.
Senior out of Huber Heights, Ohio, Roosevelt Mukes. Cincinnati looking for their first touchdown. They've had to settle for 2 field goals. And it's the fullback, Leonard Cry, ahead to the 10-yard line, and Cry will get in for the touchdown. Now, one official called the play dead, and the other one signaled the touchdown, but they're going to give the Bearcats the TD. A 16-yard touchdown pass to fullback Leonard Cry.
Again, Hogue just gets the ball there. Cry, just an exceptional runner. This guy has a very low center of gravity and great drive. He won it into the end zone.
Chris Herring and Darrell Whitmore both had their arms around Cry, who sprung it free for Cincinnati's first touchdown of the afternoon.
West Virginia defense having problems. We have been unable to stop Cincinnati.
Insulaco's extra point is good. And we've got a 17-13 ball game with 7 minutes and 33 seconds to go here in the first half of play. Well, John, the Bearcats may be a 38-point underdog in this one, but they're certainly not playing like it.
There's no doubt. These are our college football players. And the longer we let these people in the game, the more they're apt to think that they can win. If we come in here and shut them down early and make them believers, then it would be an easier effort for us. We're in for a dogfight.
Good job so far by redshirted freshman quarterback Don Hogue making his first start. He is 8 of 11 for 90 yards. And he's got a touchdown pass. Just threw one there to fullback Leonard Cry. Gary Overgaard. Kickoff man for the University of Cincinnati. Napoleon back deep, and he'll take it from the goal line. Napoleon across the 20 to the 25. He'll be down to the 27-yard line. John Cockrell makes the stop on the junior out of Jersey City, New Jersey, number 33, Eugene Napoleon. Bearcat drive, 8 plays, 78 yards, as Cry catches the touchdown pass. One big play in that drive that you don't see there is the 15-yard intentional face mask penalty. Major in the gang from the 27, and here comes Undred Johnson, his first carry of the afternoon over the 30, and we've got a penalty marker down on the play. Dropped in the West Virginia backfield. And we'll go against West Virginia. Procedure. That'll push it back to the 22-yard line. Well, we saw one penalty, or at least they've called one penalty. How about a face mask? Yeah. That one did not get called.
It took a big claw on top of that thing that time.
Andre Johnson and a tailback for West Virginia. Rico Tyler is the fullback. First down and 15. Here comes Andre Johnson. Stood up there by Andrew Stewart. Defensive end for the Bearcats, number 99, making the stop on Undra.
Stewart, this guy's a real big timer. He's a legitimate pro prospect. 6'4", 260 pounds.
Reggie Rembert lines up out to the right side as the flanker. Jamie Lamont out to the left. Passing situation for West Virginia. Harris underthrows Rembert, who was open. Second incompletion thrown by the Major. He's now 5 of 7. And that'll bring up third down and 15.
West Virginia really needs to establish some momentum and get that momentum back on our side again.
Major started off the game on fire. 5 of 5 with 2 touchdown passes. Keith Wynn in the ball game for the Mountaineers. West Virginia 3 of 3 on third down. The Major's in trouble. Looking for Lamont, incomplete, and West Virginia will be forced to punt for the first time this afternoon. And Harris limping a bit as he goes to the sideline. Well, the Major was running wild there, but could not complete the pass as Cincinnati does a good job in pressuring Harris. Carry on for his first punt. Kicks it off from the WVU 10-yard line. Bill Davis is the deep man. Taking it at the 40-yard line. Down the sideline he goes. Brings it into WVU territory. Brought down by Keith Wynn. So Wynn playing special teams makes the stop.
This is going to be a big series for the West Virginia defense. Cincinnati with great field position. The ball on the 47-yard line.
Bearcats have been able to capitalize on a few big plays and a penalty to put 13 points on the board against West Virginia. And the ball carrier is Terry Strong. Met there by Mike Fox and Ronaldo Turnbull. Elvoyd Mays getting a tape job on the left ankle. Mays' place has been taken by Preston Waters in the WVU defensive backfield. David Lockwood out there in the defensive backfield along with Drumgoole, Whitmore, and Preston Waters. So 3 out of the 4 are reserve players. 2nd down and 9. Hogue looking for his tight end. Incomplete, intended there for Darrell Huber. Lawrence Drumgoole on the coverage. Drumgoole played a tremendous game a week ago against Penn State. As Bo Orlando went out after 3 plays, Drumgoole, a junior out of Baltimore, Maryland, came in and just did a great job. Named one of the defensive hustlers for the Mountaineers. Bearcats are 4 of 7 on 3rd down attempts. Pressure is on. Turnbull has got him. Don Hogue goes down as Ronaldo Turnbull chalks up his 11th sack of the season.
Play action pass. Great individual effort by Turnbull on the backside. Again, when the big guy starts his motor, he's hard to stop.
Left tackle Mike Bennett of Cincinnati just could not stay up there with Turnbull. Punt by Jeff Jones will be fair caught by Grannis Bell at the 24.5-yard line. So West Virginia, with 4 minutes and 50 seconds to go here in the first half of play, will take over. 1st down and 10 at the 24.5-yard line. Tony Caridi, John Garcia from Riverfront Stadium. West Virginia leads the Cincinnati Bearcats by 4 points, 17-13. As Andre Johnson finds the running room tough up the middle. Johnson brought down there by Chris Asbeck and Tom Zabatos. Andre looking to become the school's 4th all-time leading rusher this afternoon. Needs 68 yards.
He'll move ahead of Garrett Ford, the administrative staff here at West Virginia.
And then after that, he's only a couple of carries away from the record held by Bob Gresham. 1-yard pickup. It's 2nd down and 9, and here comes the major. Underthrowing Calvin Phillips. Kyle Stroh put the hit there on Harris, and Major, who was limping off the field after the last series, is again wobbly as he gets up.
Give credit to the Cincinnati Bearcats pass rush. I mean, they're putting a lot of pressure on Major. He's have to be able to scramble out of that pocket.
3rd down and 9. Major now has thrown 4 straight incompletions. Timing pattern looking for Lamont. And West Virginia again will be forced to punt. Bob Jefferson on the coverage, number 25 of Jamie Lamont. So the Mage has thrown 5 straight incomplete balls. Carry on 2nd punt of the afternoon. Taken by Davis. Davis will be brought down at the 30-yard line. Dave Sprouse making the stop. 49-yard punt by Lance Carrion. Does a good job to clear the ball into the Cincinnati side of the field. 3 minutes and 54 seconds to go here in the first half of play. Fans, don't forget Mountaineer Sports Night coming your way this coming week. Major Harris will be profiled along with a look at highlights from today's game and a look at Mountaineer trading cards and a preview of the West Virginia-Rutgers game. Bearcats start off 1st down and 10 as they go to Al McKinney, stood up there by Theron Ellis. 4-yard pickup. That'll be 2nd down and 6. McKinney's the workhorse on the Cincinnati team. Already carried the ball 14 times this afternoon for 74 yards. And again, they go to Al McKinney, and again, he's got a hole. Preston Waters guides him out of bounds as the Bearcats chalk up another first down. McKinney running very well here for the UC Bearcats.
Again, a great job by the Cincinnati coaching staff calling the sprint draw to the backside. West Virginia losing contain. Anytime you let that ball outside your perimeter, you've got problems.
16-yard pickup. McKinney now with 89 yards. Scott Tackett comes in at fullback. Again, it's McKinney, and again they try it off the left side. Scott Summit's there to trip him up.
This guy really runs hard, Tony. He's a big-time back. There's no doubt about that.
Well, on that carry right there, Al McKinney has just crossed the 2,000-yard mark in his career here at Cincinnati. Needed 88 more yards coming into the game, and he's got it. Great first half for Al McKinney. Looking for more. As he heads up towards the 45-yard line, number 45, Robert Pickett, and 49, Chris Herring there to make the stop.
We have yet to see Cincinnati throw that ball down the field. But most of their passes has been a controlled passing game within 10 yards from the line of scrimmage.
Joe Heiss and Roosevelt Mukes lining up as receivers out to the right side. 3rd down and 5. Mountaineers looking to hold. Pressure is on, and the pass incomplete. They're intended over for Joe Heiss. Lockwood was on the coverage. Heiss had a chance to make the catch, but could not hold on to it. A well-thrown ball by Don Hogue.
Great job by Hogue. Heiss just dropped the ball. He was the team's leading receiver his freshman and sophomore years.
Jeff Jones standing back at his own 40-yard line will punt the ball off. His first punt, a 32-yarder. Whistles blow. Time is called by the University of Cincinnati. 2 minutes and 9 seconds showing on the first half clock. West Virginia 17, Cincinnati 13. The Mountaineer offense has been struggling. After scoring on their first 3 possessions, they have gone 3 possessions without doing much. And as we look at the crowd there, for all of you Mountaineer fans in that crowd and watching in on WNEU Channel 63 in Pittsburgh, this bud's for you.
The stadium's very similar in a lot of ways to Three Rivers Stadium in Pittsburgh, the way it's constructed.
Got a new man heading back deep for West Virginia to return the punt. It was Darrell Whitmore, and now they'll put Grannis Bell, the regular. Perhaps Don Nealon thought that Cincinnati would be going for a fake punt on 4th down and 5, and so he had his free safety back there, but now they drop back Grantis Bell. Grantis waiting at the 10. Bill Davis is the up man. He tried a fake punt last week against Louisville, but no fake here. And it'll be a touchback. West Virginia will have the ball on their 20-yard line with 2 minutes and 1 second to go here in the first half of play. A 45-yard punt by Jeff Jones. Well, John, it'll be interesting to see what West Virginia can do offensively here after struggling there the last couple of series. Hey, fans, don't forget the 1988-89 West Virginia basketball season getting underway on the 26th of November. Season tickets for all 14 home games now on sale. Bradley, Virginia Tech, Temple, and Rhode Island visiting the Coliseum. Be a part of the Mountaineer team spirit and order your season tickets today. Contact Mountaineer Ticket Office for more information. Major Harris on the option on 1st down and 10. And the Major scoots out after a 3-yard pickup. As time winds down here in the first half, West Virginia will try to get out of on the sidelines to stop the clock. There's Jim Gray closest to you. Mike Fox next to him. Aldo Turnbull down the far side. Scott Summits sitting there in the middle as the West Virginia defense goes over strategy.
Guys down in the trenches.
Second down and 7. The Mountaineers showing the option, and here comes A.B. Brown. It's A.B. Brown across the 30-yard line. First down, West Virginia. Brown knocked out there at the 32 by the strong safety, Art Sheffield. 12-yard pickup, 9-yard pickup for Anthony Brown.
West Virginia running the reverse option. Again, Major Harris reversing out, holding those middle linebackers in there so they can't get to the perimeter in the pitch. A great job by A.B. Brown.
That was A.B.'s longest carry of the afternoon, going for 9 yards. 148 and counting. Here comes the Major on the option. Major slips down there as he crosses over the 50-yard line, up to the 50-yard line. First down for the Mountaineers with 1 minute and 40 seconds. Clock stops.
We should really see West Virginia's game plan open up now that they've been successful with the option, and now we'll see the success with the inside run here very shortly.
Harris now with 33 yards on the ground. That was his 5th carry, going for 17 yards. Mountaineers taking the timeout. Spot the ball at the 49-yard line in Cincinnati territory.
It's awful difficult to stop all phases of the West Virginia offensive attack, the option, the inside run, the straight drop back pass. And that's one of the reasons why we've been so successful.
Don Nealon, uncharacteristically, really promoting Major Harris this past week, saying, I think he's the best player in the country at quarterback right now. Normally the coach is a bit reserved in dishing out the compliments, but he said, nope, I'm convinced now. Now, granted, I haven't seen every quarterback in the country play, but for as much as I've seen him, I've got to say he's the best in the country.
There's no doubt he believes in what he says.
1:40 showing on the clock. Pressure is on the Mage. Can he turn the corner? Pressure is on, and Harris will have an intentional grounding call here. John Thornton and Art Sheffield, number 9, bring down the Major. And they're going to call grounding against the Mountaineers. That took 10 seconds off the clock, 1:30. And there's absolutely no question about that call. They'll lose it down on the play as well. 17-yard loss. Second down and 27. Lone man in the backfield is Aaron Evans. A.B. Brown lining up as a receiver. And Evans, right at the line of scrimmage, is met by Chris Asback and Jack Brusinelli. Well, a week ago on an obvious passing situation against Penn State, the draw played worked beautifully, but Cincinnati had it read there. No gain, and it's third down and 27. Under a minute to go. Rembert lines up as a receiver to the right side. Double tight end formation. Here's the option freeze play. Harris going for Reggie Rembert downfield. And Rembert makes the catch. He'll go for the touchdown. Magic Major hits it again to Reggie Rembert. 68 yards of beauty on third down and 32.
How many times we have seen this all year, Tony? The same exact play. We defensive just can't stop it. The option freeze. Reggie on the deep post pattern. Again, a great job by Major Harris and Reggie Rembert.
Talk about taking the wind out of the sails of emotion. Cincinnati's going to walk into the locker room at halftime with their tails between their legs. 42 seconds to go here in the first half. Cincinnati was playing with the Mountaineers as Major finds Rembert, and West Virginia goes on top 24-13 as Reggie Rembert hauls in his second touchdown of the afternoon, his 6th touchdown catch of the season, and the Mountaineers retake an 11-point lead.
when Major Harris comes down the line on that option, those secondary people don't know whether or not it's going to be an option or an option pass. That time, Major Harris coming off the line. That's one of the reasons why that's a great play for West Virginia.
Well, the Mountaineers, no doubt, were down going into that series. Major Harris got called on the intentional grounding and brought up a 3rd down and 27 from the 32-yard line, 32.5-yard line. Simple play, double tight end formation, single man as a receiver. Looked as though, John, they would run the clock out when you put double tight ends in there out of the I formation. Instead, they go with the option freeze play as the Mountaineers travel 80 yards on the drive, 6 plays. Rembert with the 68-yard grab.
Give credit to the West Virginia offensive coaching staff, again, holding back no stops and going for the big play.
Charlie Bauman's kickoff. It's a muff, so he can down it in the end zone. And that's what he'll do. Never had control of the football, so you can crack it back into the end zone. We've seen that play come up a couple of times this season. Cincinnati will take over 1st down and 10 from the 20-yard line. 35 seconds to go here in the half.
You were exactly right, Tony, when you said it took the wind out of their sails. The play before that, the guys from Cincinnati are jumping all around. Now their bench is awful quiet.
Let's see if the Bearcats will go for a little glory or if they'll just be content to run down the clock. Now they're going to go for a little something. Pass deflected there by Mike Fox. Intended for Terry Strong. Big 61, Mike Fox, with his 3rd pass deflection of the season.
I don't think Hogue's the type quarterback who can sit in that pocket and throw that ball 50 or 60 yards. He can beat you with those little dinks, 10 and 15 yards, and he's going to have a difficult time going deep.
31 seconds to go here in the first half as they give it off to Terry Strong, and Strong brings it ahead to the 25-yard line. Scotty Summits making the stop for the Mountaineers along with Chris Herring. Number 49, Chris Herring, inside linebacker from Pueblo, Colorado, leading tackler on the West Virginia team. 5-yard pickup, and that'll bring up 3rd down and 5.
Chris, having a great year, was again named co-champion for his efforts in the Penn State game.
Time winds down. The clock expires in the first half here at Riverfront Stadium. Is history. West Virginia, with 3 touchdown passes, takes a 24-13 lead in the locker room at halftime. Halftime at Riverfront Stadium, West Virginia 24 and the Cincinnati Bearcats 13. Tony Caridi along with John Garcia. It's been a very stingy defensive performance so far by the Cincinnati Bearcats. Stingy in the sense that Major Harris and the West Virginia ground game are having some problems gaining ground. But when Cincinnati's defense comes at you, they gamble, and it can result in some trouble, like man-to-man coverage and touchdown passes from Major Harris to Grannis Bell, and then a touchdown beauty from Major Harris to Reggie Rembert. John, they got caught gambling a couple times.
There's no doubt, Tony, when you gamble, there's things that can happen. This time, Major Harris has plenty of time to throw the football. The offensive line doing a great job. Grannis Bell just beating his man into the end zone, wide open for 6 points.
And late in the first half of play, it was a 2nd down, 3rd down and 27, and Major Harris finds his favorite receiver, number 88.
How many times have we seen this go for 6 points this year? Major Harris just unleashing the ball to Reggie on your option freeze play, Tony.
That was the 11th touchdown pass of the season for Major Harris. He's fired 3 TD passes through the first half. West Virginia 24, the Bearcats of Cincinnati 13. As we head to the second half of action, don't go away. Of action, West Virginia retakes the field here at Riverfront Stadium. A cold, damp day, but the rain has held off. Raining earlier in the day, but it has not shown its face here so far in the ball game. Take a look at the numbers through the first 2 quarters of action, John, and one that really sticks out in this one is the rushing situation. The Mountaineers held to 50 yards on the ground, while Cincinnati rushed for 104. The Mountaineers come into the game, the fifth best rushing team in the nation, averaging 294 yards a game on the ground, held to just 50 in the first half. Time of possession, Cincinnati held on to the ball a full 8 minutes more than West Virginia. And the number of plays also a surprise, John, as Cincinnati runs off 43 plays, West Virginia with 29 plays. The Mountaineers, though, taking full advantage. Their 29 plays give them 24 points, while UC held to 13 points on their 43 plays. So some interesting numbers through the first two quarters.
West Virginia's offense has been averaging a total of 73 plays a game, and that's pretty good. What it does, it keeps your defense off the football field.
Cincinnati will kick the ball off to West Virginia as we begin the third quarter of play. Eugene Napoleon is the deep man for the Mountaineers. Gary Overgaw handling the kickoffs. Mountaineers giving up an average of 15 points a game, giving up already 13 here today. So we'll see what the defense can do in the second half as Napoleon gets to work, spins across the 30, loses the football. It is loose. Napoleon had it pulled away from him. Could be a key turnover if the Bearcats can come up with it underneath. And it will go to West Virginia. Kelly Sims really gave a pop over there, number 43. So Eugene Napoleon as the ball popped loose, but the Mountaineers, Napoleon and Brian Hendricks, Roger Dixon and Jeff Price coming up from underneath that scrum to have the ball in their arms.
Great job by the defender stripping that ball. Again, West Virginia has been placing more emphasis on stripping the football.
Just one turnover so far in the game. That was an interception back in the first half thrown by Don Hogue of Cincinnati. Cal Phillips with two big receptions in the first half in motion. And here comes Aaron Evans, the fullback from Richmond, Virginia. Made his first start here this afternoon and has a Mountaineer first down as he marches into Bearcat territory. Bronx safety Art Sheffield makes the stop on Aaron Evans.
A trap to the inside. Aaron making a great move. Watch this move. This big guy put it on that free safety. Not only is he quick and has move, he's a 455-pound bench presser. The big guy filling in for Craig Taylor today.
He's averaging nearly 6 yards a carry this season. The Mountaineers down to the Bearcat 43-yard line. And again, they go to big Aaron Evans as he pushes ahead towards the 40-yard line. Jack Brucinelli makes the stop. Going back to Evans's last carry, the big one, credit has to be given to Kevin Koken, who John Stroya, left guard in the center, really did a nice job moving that defensive front of Cincinnati to break Aaron Evans free. 2-yard pickup there, and it is second down and 8. Major Harris, 6 of 11 passing through the first half. And a late toss goes to A.B. Brown with room. Anthony Brown headed towards that goal line. Touchdown, West Virginia. A 41-yard TD for Anthony Brown.
The thing that makes this play go, watch the block by Aaron Evans. Right there, kicked out the perimeter. A.B. had the ability to get back to the inside. Once he gets out in the open, look out. A great job by A.B., Major Harris, and Mr. Evans. Great job.
Touchdown number 7 for Anthony Brown. Charlie Bauman's extra point is good, and West Virginia starts off the second half just like they did the ball game with a touchdown. 13 minutes and 45 seconds to go here in the third quarter of action, and the Mountaineers lead it 31-13.
That's the thing about this West Virginia offense, Tony. They can strike at any moment.
So A.B. Brown, who had been struggling on the ground so far, picks up 41 yards. He now has 67 in the game. And West Virginia on that one carry, John, 41 yards, is 9 yards away from equaling what they did on the ground the entire first half. Mountaineers traveled 68 yards on that drive and did not put the ball in the air. Kept it on the ground. Big run by Aaron Evans and then a big run by Anthony Brown.
The way the Mountaineers came out that drive, you'd suspect that Coach Nealon had a little talk with his team at halftime.
Charlie Bauman will continue to kick off for the Mountaineers. Charlie, along with Brad Carroll, have been sharing the kickoff chores for West Virginia this season, but Bauman, the senior out of Erie, Pennsylvania, has kicked off throughout this game. Charlie's kick headed towards the near sideline, and it's taken by Bill Davis at the 10-yard line. Davis brought down at the 25. Steve Grant, number 4. True freshman linebacker for West Virginia out of Miami, Florida, makes the stop on number 12, Bill Davis. Davis has a busy afternoon. He handles the kickoffs, the punt returns, and is also a flanker for this Cincinnati team. Don Hogue was 8 of 14 in the first half, had a touchdown pass to his fullback, Leonard Cry. Bearcats with 2 field goals and the touchdown for their 13 points. And Darrell Huber wide open, cannot hold on there as Darrell Whitmore comes flying up over top late. That'll bring up 2nd down and long.
With this young quarterback, Don Hogue, the Cincinnati coaching staff is going to limit the game plan. They're not going to spread that thing out and throw the ball down the field. They're going to do what he can do well, and that's throw those little 10-yard passes.
Joe Heist, number 81, wide out to the right side. They'll keep it on the ground. Here comes Al McKinney. McKinney twisting ahead over the 30-yard line. And he's close to a 100-yard afternoon as Theron Ellis and Darrell Whitmore make the stop.
The majority of McKinney's career he's been a backup to All-American Reggie Taylor.
Taylor now gone, and Al McKinney fitting in as the number 1 tailback for the Bearcats. He's also the team's leading receiver. Third down and 2. Quick pass deflected there. Robert Pickett and Mike Fox doing a good job. Big Foxy, number 61, with his 2nd pass deflection of the afternoon, 4th on the season.
Big Mike Fox getting that hand out. He's 6'8". He jumps up a little bit, and not only when he pass rushes, but he has the ability to watch the quarterback.
Big Mike Fox is having a great season for West Virginia. Both of the tackles are playing very well here today, John. But Mike Fox and Scott Summits getting in on a majority of the tackles. Punt by Jones is shanked off of his foot. There will not be a return as the ball rolls dead. Penalty marker comes down on the play. 31-13, West Virginia will have the ball when we return. 31-13, the Mountaineers having things in control here early on in the 3rd quarter. And John, we had a punt there going off the side of the foot. That's mistake number 1 off the punter Jones. And then to add to it, no return on the play. They get called for a personal foul, a 15-yard penalty, and West Virginia will start off from the Bearcat, close to the Bearcat side of the field on the West Virginia 48-yard line. So a key 15-yard mistake there. And the Bearcats can ill afford that. Here's Anthony Brown. Moving ahead to the 50-yard line. That'll be a 2-yard pickup as he's brought out by Ronnie Shannon. AB is looking for his 4th 100-yard game of the season. Came away with 103 yards a week ago against Penn State. Had 110 early in the season against Pitt. 191 against Virginia Tech. 69 so far, and here's Aaron Evans spinning away. The big fullback brings it in for a 1st down as he hits the 40-yard line of the Bearcats. Ronnie Shannon again there to make the stop.
This is one of the reasons why West Virginia has been so successful, Tony. The fullback to the inside, and this big guy just keeps running. Again, Craig Taylor, who was injured and could not make it, the depth is one of the reasons why West Virginia has been so successful.
Jamie Lamont and Reggie Rembert, receivers out to the right side. And the Mountaineers showing the option. Penalty marker is down on the play as Major Harris crosses over the 25-yard line. The marker thrown in the West Virginia backfield where you oftentimes get the holding call. And it will go against West Virginia, so discount that run by Major Harris. 12 minutes and 10 seconds showing here in the third quarter of play.
That time West Virginia put the fullback in motion to get him to the perimeter and make that block on the corner.
It'll be a clip against the Mountaineers, and it will march them back into their own side of the field. Big Mike Fox, number 61, junior out of Akron, Ohio. 2 pass deflections here today. Had that pass deflection on the last series of Cincinnati, forcing them into a punt.
When he came to West Virginia, he was 6'6", 214 pounds. Now he's 6'6", 6'8", 260 pounds.
And Cincinnati's got another guy that grew in a similar state. Here comes the Major. Launching across the field, got his man, and Ronnie Shannon deflects the ball intended for Calvin Phillips. Calvin was wide open as Ronnie Shannon was backtracking on the play and just did get his finger on it, a bit underthrown by the Mage.
Again, Major, what he does best, making the big play out of nothing.
Well, he's going to need the big play here. 2nd down and 25.
A mile there, I think.
Mountaineers sending out double receivers to the left, and Calvin Phillips and Reggie Rembert. And here comes the Mage. Good job there on the stop. Vincent Munlin, number 47. Harris had one man to beat to turn that corner, and Munlin was there, did a nice job, and that'll bring up 3rd down and 23 as Grannis Bell, senior from Fort Lauderdale, brings in the Mountaineer play. A.B. Brown will go out of the game. Bell is in as one receiver. Reggie Rembert in along with Calvin Phillips. It's Phillips and Rembert up top. Bell to the near side. 3rd down and 23. Mountaineers going deep. And that ball is picked off by Ronnie Shannon. Ball is loose on the play. And they'll spot it dead at the 30-yard line. So Major Harris tosses his first interception of the game, his 7th interception of the season.
West Virginia sending 4 people deep that time. Major just underthrows the ball a little bit. Ooh, big hit there.
And a Mountaineer is injured on the play. Number 17, Ronnie Shannon, comes away with the interception. Fans are oohing and eyeing over that hit. That's being shown here on the video replay screen at Riverfront Stadium.
Reggie Rembert had a big hit on the interceptor that time. 2 big hits in one play.
John Spiker there in the blue jacket, attending to Calvin Phillips. That's head trainer Greg Ott in the white sweatshirt. Phillips seems to be okay, shaking up on the play. Hit up in there the head area.
They'll ask him what day it is and what city are you in.
Vince Wortman face to face there with Calvin Phillips. So the Bearcats will take over on the interception. Starting off from their own 30-yard line, trailing 31-13. And Hogue over the middle has the ball, almost picked off by Theron Ellis. Penalty marker is down on the play, back at the line of scrimmage. As Theron Ellis, Mr. T, almost had himself a scoop job. Roosevelt Mukes was the intended receiver.
Again, West Virginia linebackers sitting in there a little bit longer now. Theron with a great play.
Penalty will go against the Mountaineers. They were offsides, and Cincinnati will have the ball up at the 35-yard line.
You know, I guess you can't expect those linebackers to catch too many balls, Tony.
On 1st down and 10. The ball carrier is Terry Strong. Running room down that near sideline. Penalty marker down on the play. Dropped back at the 46-yard line. So let's clean this play up, see if we can pick up the penalty. As Terry Strong turns the corner. nothing there, but you see the penalty marker go down, trailing the play. And that'll do that, bringing it back. A nice run by Terry Strong as Calvin Phillips tries to get himself back in order.
Tries to shake the cobwebs out a little bit.
No doubt he went head-to-head with the Bearcat there and took that face mask right into his chin. So the officials representing the Southern Independents Conference Board work the penalty out. And they'll spot it at the 44-yard line. First down and 10. And Hogue on a little delay going to Terry Strong. Ball is loose. Dave Lockwood signals it's West Virginia's. Theron Ellis signals it's West Virginia's. No signal yet from the official. And there you have it. Darrell Whitmore, and it's West Virginia football. Theron Ellis, watch him, number 66 in the middle of your screen, coming over, meets up with Strong. Bam, there's the pop, and there goes the ball. And Whitmore, number 11, behind the play, comes up with the fumble recovery.
A great hit by Theron Ellis causing the fumble. Many things can happen on the bottom of that pile, Tony. Darrell coming up with the ball.
So West Virginia takes the ball back after Harris's interception. The Bearcats fumble it. The Mountaineers start off from the Cincinnati 49-yard line, leading it 31-13. And again, they go up the middle on the isolation to the fullback Aaron Evans. He's having quite a second half. Jack Brucinelli makes the stop after Evans's 4-yard pickup. Aaron Evans now with 44 yards on 6 carries. Interesting story about Aaron Evans is the fact that when he came into the West Virginia program at first, didn't like it at all. Didn't think that Division I football was for him, and at one time quit the team for a couple of days during summer drills. But he came back, and certainly that's good news to head coach Don Nealon and to Aaron Evans. A.B. Brown pushes ahead for a couple of yards on the play. That'll bring up 3rd down and 3. A.B. Brown now with 72 yards on 12 carries, so A.B. is averaging 6 yards a tote.
You'll notice a number of the Mountaineers there with the muskets on the back of their helmets for the big plays that they've accomplished all year.
Adrian Moss is in at tight end for the Mountaineers, and West Virginia's going to have to use up a timeout. There was confusion there between Calvin Phillips and Reggie Rembert as to who was in, and so the major will have to take a timeout. 9 minutes and 39 seconds to go. 3rd quarter, West Virginia leads it 31-13. Just how rough is it in the trenches? Well, take a look at a little extra grind, a push, a pull. And that's why you hear players bumped and bruised on Sundays and Mondays. Will they play the next week? Well, it's because of those kinds of extra shoves. Now, Garcia, when you were playing linebacker, did you ever give the extra push, shove, or cheap shot?
I'll plead the 5th on that one, Tony.
You were known as, from what I'm told, as a headhunter. Would you plead the 5th on that one as well?
Oh, I'll take credit for some of that.
3rd down and 4. Ball is loose. Aaron Evans ahead to the 40-yard line. Art Sheffield making the stop. If the play stands, the Mountaineers will be about a yard short.
Number 99, Andrew Stewart. Look at the arms on this guy. Man.
Now, you were talking earlier about a guy that grew up real quick like Mike Fox. Well, the same goes for Andrew Stewart. He gained 40 pounds and 5 inches between his senior year of high school and his first year at a junior college out in California. And he immediately became From a receiver, he went to a defensive end. So the Mountaineers are 1 yard short, and Don Nealon is going to play the gambler man, and he's going to go for it on 4th down and 1. Timeout has been taken by West Virginia, so they use up 2 quick ones here.
It's kind of ironic that Coach Nealon started here at Cincinnati along with Bob Shaw, their coaching careers.
Don Nealon, he was here in the early 1960s, along with Syracuse head coach Dick McPherson, both of them assistants at the time. Fans, don't forget the basketball season getting underway before you know it. First home game for the Mountaineers on November the 26th against Robert Morris. Season tickets now on sale for all 14 home games. See the likes of Bradley, Virginia Tech, Temple, and Rhode Island. Be part of the Mountaineer team spirit and order your season tickets today calling 1-800-352-2512. The Mountaineers need a yard for the first down. Tyler comes in motion. It's A.B. Brown, first down plus a little bit more. Good blocking job there by the fullback, Aaron Evans, as he softened up the running room up the gut. And A.B. Brown has West Virginia first down.
A great run by A.B. Brown. He took that D-back's best shot and still fell forward. This guy's a hard guy to tackle because he's so short and stocky.
So A.B. closing in on another 100-yard afternoon with 75 yards on 13 carries. Both teams are doing a good job on first down. West Virginia is averaging 6.5 yards per carry on first down, and Cincinnati 5 yards.
That was one of West Virginia's defensive objectives, is to come down and shut out Cincinnati on the first down.
Quarterback change here, Gar, for the Mountaineers. Major Harris is out, and Greg Jones is in, as Major Harris is attended to on the far side. Looks as though he's got himself a hip pointer. A.B. Brown in trouble. And Brown will lose a couple on the play as Chris Asbeck was there to make the stop. So trouble on that far side of the bench for West Virginia as Major Harris has his hip being looked over.
That's a very painful injury, Tony, a hip pointer. I mean, you can't even move. I had one of those one time, I couldn't even take my shoes off.
So Greg Jones, who's seen limited time this season, is under center for the Mountaineers. Tremendous thrower is Greg Jones. And he'll get a chance here. He's got the tight end, Adrian Moss. Big Adrian down to the 30-yard line. Donnie Robinson making the stop. Penalty on the play. It will go against West Virginia. A holding.
A play action pass. Greg gets to show his stuff a little bit and zip that ball out there.
So they'll bring the play back. And Major Harris in some pain. First time that Harris has been injured in his 2 years at West Virginia.
It's amazing, Tony, how unorthodox he is that he doesn't get more injured. The way he scrambles around and makes things happen. He takes some wicked shots. Last week he took some very wicked shots against Penn State.
Off the penalty, it's second down and 24. So Jones on the option freeze. Looking downfield, and that ball is picked off by Ron Trout. Jones was looking for Jamie Lamont, and Ron Trout comes up with the interception.
Again, the same play we scored on, the option pass just a little bit underthrown. Jamie was open there momentarily. A great job by number 7, Ron Trout.
So perhaps Greg Jones, who didn't have the benefit of warming up, is a bit cold as he fired his second pass out there. First one looked good, but that one picked off. Bearcats starting off from their 40-yard line. Little razzle-dazzle. And on the carry. Big gain here inside West Virginia territory. Scott Summits making the stop.
This is going to be a great test for this West Virginia football team, Tony. We have a number of injuries. Now our quarterback is out injured. We're going to test some character here by this defense.
Joe Abrams on the reverse brings the ball down to the 42-yard line. Bearcats are trailing by 18 points. And here's the fumble that you've been looking for. David Lockwood has it. Al McKinney on the fake reverse could not get a hold of it, and David Lockwood, coming up from his quarterback position, is there to scoop it up.
We said at the beginning of the game we expected Cincinnati to pull out all stops. This time, 2 plays in a row, they went to the well once too often.
Don Nealon often says you can't win with trick plays. Sometimes they'll work, but a lot of times they'll hurt you. And Cincinnati knows it's so true right there. Their first one worked, the second one springs back into their face. And Greg Jones, who threw the interception, will have another chance. 6 minutes and 55 seconds to go here in the third quarter of play. West Virginia has scored 1 touchdown on their first possession here in the half. Reggie Rembert lining up to the near side of the field. Calvin Phillips out to the left. And here comes a little dipsy doodle of the West Virginia style. It's Reggie Rembert. He's got a block. He may score. Rembert, touchdown number 3 in the afternoon. A 51-yard reverse for Reggie Rembert.
Again, we haven't seen this play for a few games now. Reggie has ran this thing 74 times, 74 yards total all year. A great job by Reggie. Super block by Keith Wynn on the perimeter.
Reggie Rembert having his best afternoon as a Mountaineer. 2 touchdown catches and a 51-yard touchdown reverse. Charlie Bauman looking to give West Virginia their 38th point of the game. And he does. It's 38-13, Mountaineers with 6 minutes and 45 seconds to go here in the third quarter of action. Another look at a 51-yard reverse play by Reggie Rembert from the field level, John.
Again, a great call by the West Virginia coaching staff. A super job by Keith Wynn right there. Reggie just outrunning everybody with his flat-out speed.
And Kelvin Phillips also threw a nice block ahead of the play as Rembert gives West Virginia a 38-13 lead.
Reggie only has 4.3 speed in the 40-yard dash, so that's not too slow. What's your 40-yard dash time, Tony?
I ran it once. They're still getting the clocking in on it. Charlie Bauman puts the ball into play. Again, kicking to the near side hash mark, and it's Bill Davis from his 5-yard line. And Davis is brought down there on a beautiful hit. John Murphy, a sophomore out of Wooster, Ohio, gives Bill Davis a helmet-popping punch.
Tremendous job by John Murphy. I mean, that impact was so hard, unbuckled his chin strap. Big play by the sophomore.
So the Bearcats starting from their own 15-yard line. Down by 25 points. You've got to think that Don Hogue's going to have to go up high, and he does. Intended there for Terry Strong. Ron Ellis on the coverage for West Virginia. Hogue now 8 of 17. Has thrown for 94 yards. 1 touchdown coming in the first half to his fullback, Leonard Cry, from 16 yards away, and the interception also in the first half. Bearcats showing double receivers on 2nd down and 10. And the timing pattern intended there for Steve Sanders. Dave Lockwood on the coverage. That'll bring up 3rd down and 10 on a poorly thrown ball.
West Virginia in man coverage that time. And we're going to see a lot of man coverage today because West Virginia feels talent-wise and speed-wise they can match up very easily with Cincinnati.
Mountaineers on an obvious passing situation, putting in Darren Fulton, an extra defensive back. Pressure is on. Hogue's pass nearly picked off by Basil Price. after. Al McKinney, the intended receiver, and old Basil, I'm sure had designs on running that ball in there, was probably thinking about how he was going to dance with his touchdown stride.
His buddies will really kid him about that one. Again, West Virginia in a man coverage with 2 deep. Basil just misplayed it a little bit. He was already dancing in the end zone.
Jeff Jones will punt from his own goal line. Timmy Newsome goes after the block and nearly got it. Jones's punt takes a West Virginia hop and will be downed over the 40-yard line. Number 98, Jimmy Gray, doing a good job at West Virginia. Redshirted freshman from West Mifflin, Pennsylvania, playing the nose guard spot this afternoon. Fans, don't forget Mountaineer Sports Night coming up next Friday night. Major Harris will be profiled. Plus a look at Mountaineer trading cards that are being distributed throughout the Mountain State. Highlights of today's game and a scouting report on the Rutgers Scarlet Knights. Mountaineer Sports Night, Woody O'Hara and Don Nealon consult your local listings. Greg Jones stays in at quarterback for West Virginia. The word on Major Harris, a hip pointer, unsure whether or not he'll return. Jones going deep, Calvin Phillips inside the 10-yard line. Kelly Sims on the coverage, but West Virginia has begun to just riddle the secondary of the Cincinnati Bearcats. They're playing a gambling defense, bringing a lot of men in to pressure the quarterback. That's forcing them into man-to-man coverage on the receivers for West Virginia. And Calvin Phillips is having himself a field day.
Greg Jones showing a lot of maturity that time, sitting in that pocket and getting the ball downfield.
34-yard strike thrown there by Greg Jones. Back into the air they go. Lembert, touchdown, penalty marker down as contact was made. Chances are we're going to get an offensive interference call. Ronnie Shannon was the cornerback on the play.
Reggie does push off here just a little bit. A great throw and catch.
That's after the point of contact, but Rembert did push off. And the Mountaineers will lose it down on the play. Take a look at it. And no question about it, Rengie was pushing off there from Ronnie Shannon. So the Mountaineers will get another crack at it. Second down and goal, but the penalty brings it back to the 23. Andre Johnson now in at tailback for the Mountaineers as Bell comes in motion. And the quick give goes to Rico Tyler. And Rico downed at the 17-yard line. Ronnie Shannon and Phil Poirier making the stop on Rico Tyler, sophomore from Pittsburgh.
Rico with a 4.5-yard running average. Not only a strong runner, but a good rapper.
Yeah, he is. He's the percussion man for Major Harris on the Majors reps. Third and goal from the 17. Mountaineers. Jones in trouble. Penalty marker comes down on the play. We've got another penalty marker back in the end zone. This one's a difficult call to understand, and I'm sure Don Nealon's expressing the same thing. The whistle had blown, and then Jones released the ball, and then the penalty came down. Now, the penalty will be for intentional grounding, but the whistle had already blown. So a holding call against Cincinnati, and the penalties will offset one another.
I think what happened on the holding penalty, Jamie Lamont, the D-back, just kind of flat out held him out there. If the ball would have been thrown to him, it would definitely have been pass interference.
All right, so they'll replay third down from the Bearcats' 17-yard line. Rembert and Phillips are the receivers. Jones intended that one for Calvin Phillips, but deflected at the line. Adrian Moss was also out there. Art Sheffield on the coverage, and Charlie Bauman will come on to try the field goal. Gar, did that one get deflected, or was it just a poorly thrown ball?
It looked like he overthrew him there a little bit.
Sailed off on him, so it wasn't deflected. Bauman on. 35-yard attempt for Charlie. Hit a 42-yarder in the first half. And his 35-yard attempt is good. West Virginia takes a 41-13 lead with 4 minutes and 54 seconds to go here in the third quarter of action. Mountaineer fans in full support of their team. A lot of gold and blue here in the Queen City of Cincinnati this afternoon. Really not a bad drive at all from the southern portions of West Virginia, John. People coming in from Charleston can make it in about 3.5, 4 hours. And for all of you Mountaineer fans down in the southern portion of the state watching in on WOAY in Oak Hill, our good buddy Gary Mendelow down there, this bud's for you.
There were a number of Mountaineers fans walking along the streets of Cincinnati this morning. Our hotel lobby was filled, almost looked like a little bowl game.
Mountaineers will take on the Rutgers Scarlet Knights next Saturday at the Meadowlands, and then return home for the Syracuse Orangemen. And he has appeared once again, John, the Beast of the East, here in Cincinnati. We've seen him the last 2 weeks in Morgantown, but apparently his jurisdiction of Beast of the East can come into the state of Ohio. All set to go again. Charlie Bauman's kickoff. Taken by Terry Strong at the 10-yard line. They had been trying to keep the ball away from Strong. Over the 25 to the 27-yard line, Lee Javins makes the stop for the Mountaineers.
The West Virginia kickoff team really improving from that initial opening kickoff. The kicks have been averaging about out to the 25, 26-yard line. Bill Kurlavich, outside linebacker coach for West Virginia.
And on 1st and 10, they go to the sweep to Al McKinney. And he's guided out of bounds there by David Lockwood and Darrell Whitmore. Al McKinney now with 109 yards. He's the team's leading rusher and their leading receiver. Senior out of Oberlin, Ohio. Second down and 3, and they'll change the sides on the sweep, going to McKinney again. Hit hard there by David Lockwood. Lockwood seeing a great deal of playing time today. There's Major Harris, knocked out of the game with a hip pointer. Does not seem to be in pain now.
He will be this evening. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, that's the kind of injury that will come back on you. Stiffen up, and so I'm sure they're going to be taking precautionary measures on that.
David Lockwood doing a super job that time, playing off the block and making the ball, keeping that ball inside it, on the inside of the perimeter.
And they'll be just a link short of the first. They're going to give him the first down. Wait a second. Did you see what I saw? That was a link short.
Close enough for comfort. All right.
I'm glad we're not playing. I'm glad this isn't the Super Bowl here today. They go to McKinney again, up the middle. Picks up a few more. Chris Herring, the inside linebacker, making the stop for West Virginia. Al McKinney getting a big workout here this afternoon. Tight end is number 88, Darrell Huber. Fullback is Scott Tackett. Second down and 9. And Hogue hit hard as he releases that ball by Chris Herring.